All right. Occurred to me that I had not given an update on my semaglutide Ozempic journey in a bit, so wanted to kind of give you a quick update on what's going on there. All right, let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Andre. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're returning, thank you, as always, so much for stopping by. All right, I just got back from vacation about a few days ago, and want to tell you a little bit about how that worked with continuing to be on semaglutide. I just took my 17th shot, so I'm in week 17 from the time I started at the end of May. Making this video here in mid-September, excuse me. And things are going well. Things are going well. Not as well as I would like them to, but they're going well. So let's give an update on what's happening. All right. As of a couple days ago, I have officially crossed 20 pounds lost. So that is very exciting. I'd hoped to, be making faster progress, but 16 weeks in, lost 20 pounds. Very, very comfortable with that. Very, very happy with that. I have titrated. I think I said before I had to look that word up. Just means I started at one dose and you kind of build up to the full dose, if you're not familiar with the word. From the initial dosage of 0.25 milligrams into 0.5 milligrams to 1.0 milligrams, and now I'm at 1.5 that I just started last week. So when we were traveling, the semaglutide needs to be refrigerated, and we were going down to the Caribbean. So got an insulated bag, took a couple of spare needles for the injections with me, and the semaglutide dosage, which comes in a little vial. Put them in with a freeze pack, and took that down. And when I got to where we were going, put it in the refrigerator. And then on my normal day, which for me is Wednesdays, went ahead and took the dose, which was fine. But I was going to my home, where I was born in the country of Trinidad and Tobago. And one of the things I always look forward to when I go home is tasting foods that I just cannot get in the United States. Or if I do get them here, they just don't taste the same way to me. So when we went home, for those of you who may be familiar with Trinidad, I wanted to have doubles and roti and pilau, bus up shot, things that are, foods that I have enjoyed over my childhood and miss in my adulthood now that I live in the U.S. So we were able to partake in many of those things, all of the ones I mentioned and some other things and so on. But I was not paying attention to eating the way that I have been eating with my focus on protein and so on since I've been on the semaglutide. And I was very curious as to what that would do to my weight when I came back. It's the first time since I started the medication where I just was not paying attention to how I was eating. However, I will say that the medication did continue to do its job. Even without me paying attention, I truly feel like I ate considerably smaller portions and less of the things that I would normally eat when I was there. I, for want of another way of putting it, tend to be more of a glutton when I'm home just because I don't know when I'm going to have these things to taste again. So went home, had, generous portions of things, but, no seconds or thirds or anything like that. I had to get a small one of this versus a large, things like that there. So, the medicine is working for me. But the choice is when I get back here, let's step on that scale the next morning. And I was like, oh boy, let's see what happened. And thankfully, I got on the scale the next morning, I had gained a grand total of 1.2 pounds, which I was like, wow, with all the stuff that I ate last week, I only gained 1.2 pounds. That's fantastic. And then I got right back on my regimen of protein shakes, focusing on my protein bars, etc. The next couple of days, the next day I lost 3 pounds. I don't know if it was just kind of backed up or not, what was going on. So over the next 2-3 days and so on, I was able to lose about 4 pounds there. And at the end of the week, I was down 3.4 pounds from the week before we left to come back. And I started weighing myself again. I didn't weigh myself when I was on vacation. So, and during that point, that's when I actually crossed over the 20-pound mark. I had been stuck in the 17, 18-pound range for a while, but now I have actually crossed over the 20-pound mark, and I'm very excited about that. So now I'm back to my normal, what is my new normal way of keeping track of things, measuring my weight every day, eating, much reduced intake here and so on, and we will continue to do that going forward. So very excited, wanted to share that update with everybody. Hopefully if you are on your GLP-1 journey, you're having similar success to me. And I think I've said it before, before I close out, again, one thing here. It's a little frustrating to me that the weight doesn't just go in a nice straight down circle. I go down and I up a bit and then down and up some more and down and up. And it's annoying at times, but I've come to accept that that's just the way the medicine works. It is not linear, at least for me. Maybe it works differently for other people. It's not linear in that, some days I'm up, some days I'm down. But the trend, as my wife keeps reminding me, is down. Some weeks I might lose 0.4 of a pound. Another week I may lose 1.3 pounds. Some weeks, like this past week, I lost 3.4 pounds. And then some weeks you might gain a pound or gain a pound and a half there. So annoying, but if you can stick with it. And I said one last thing, but I have one other last thing. I changed pharmacies. I had been working with one pharmacy, and as the dosages went up, their prices also went up. So I did a little bit of research, found another pharmacy where their pricing was the same across the board for different dosages. Now that I'm at the 1.5 level, I think there's only one more level after this one to be at full dosage. But at the 1.5 level, I was able to get similar pricing to that I had been paying for the 0.25 and 0.5 levels. And I was also able to sign up for 6 months at a time. So I prepaid. Like I said, the medicine is a little expensive, but I did prepay for 6 months, and they sent me the first 3 months in a batch. So I've now started the first month of those 3, and then at the end of the 3rd month, they will send me, I guess, 4, 5, and 6 to get me through the whole 6 months that I have prepaid for. So that is something, if you are interested in this, talk to your PCP, your doctor, about getting this medication and the options that are available for it. So I was very pleased that I was able to find some options to help me keep the cost down. After all, again, we are in retirement. We've got to watch the dollars, and this was not part of the original plan of our retirement budget. So we were able to get the medication for a lower cost, and I will continue to look for options to where we might be able to get that even lower if possible. All right, so that is it. Thank you so much for swinging by. Truly appreciate it. If this is something that you found helpful, I ask, as always, that you like. If there's anybody you know of who can get some benefit out of this, please share. And leave comments below. How's your journey going if you are on semaglutide or, Zepbound or, Ozempic or whatever have you. Please share below how things are going with your journey. All right, that is it. Thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, in Elite Times.